Now with an inbox intervention. Can you imagine a world without email? Speaking personally, I love my work, but the never-ending barrage of email and texts and Slack messages is the worst part of my work. So this morning, we're going to talk to an expert named Cal Newport about creating boundaries and reducing burnout. Check it out. The advent of email brought a whole new way of communication.
I go online.
You got mail.
But more than 2 decades later, the romance is gone. The constant cacophony of notifications can wreak havoc on our mental health.
Each of these conversations has messages that requires constant checking of your inbox, constant checking of Slack. And that constant checking is where the problem comes from.
Cal Newport is a New York Times bestselling author whose latest work boldly imagines a world without email. Can you envision a world without email? What does that even look like?
What I'm really arguing for is that we need way more structured ways of collaborating than this. I'll shoot you a message. I'll just jump on Slack. I'll just shoot you an email. So I don't want the tool of email to go away.
Cal says it's time for a much-needed inbox intervention and hitting unsubscribe from what he calls the hyperactive hive mind.
It's an approach to collaboration in which we work most things out with back and forth, ad hoc, unscheduled messaging. It's how most of us get work done today. It's also, I think, a productivity disaster.
A productivity disaster because your brain, your mind is pulled in 1,000 different directions.
If you interrupt work to look at a message, it's going to make you a lot more fatigued and it's going to reduce your cognitive output. So this sequential nature to work is what we should be aiming for, one thing at a time. So let me get to a stopping point on this memo before I check my inbox.
As for office hours,
there are set times on set days where everyone knows that you are available for real-time communication. Just wait till my next office hours to ask me that quick question, but it can have really large impacts.
this strikes me as an empowering time for workers. There's so much flux, so many people leaving work. They call it the Great Resignation. If you're working at a place and you don't like the workflow that's imposed on you, maybe now is the time to think about leaving.
I think if you leave, if you go somewhere different, don't just be looking at what is the remote work policy. Don't just be looking at what is the benefits or what is the salary. Have a conversation about how your work will actually unfold.
Great chatting with Cal. Another one of his tips, no Zoom before noon. Take your mornings to do focused work so you can actually make progress and push all the meetings back until later in the day. And to learn more about how to manage your workplace anxiety, download the 10% Happier app and check out our Taming Anxiety course. I have tamed all of my anxiety.
Oh, yeah, very
tame.
tame.
Perfectly mellow all the time.
I hope everyone heard that no Zoom before noon suggestion.
Yeah.
I love that suggestion.
Absolutely.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.